drinking in the bar. I am here in beautiful Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Wow. Like I said before in part one, that you were still in Pittsburgh. Chair Shot Reality, WrestleZone.com, part 2, guys. Thank you for joining us. I will be back in studio at Squirrel Hill Sports Bar next week with the guys. But one of the big stories, one of the big topics people have been really discussing all through the IWC is Cesaro. Now, Cesaro gets drafted late in the WWE Draft and goes on and talks a little bit about, well, I'm a little upset that I wasn't on SmackDown. SmackDown's the wrestling show. This is where I would love to be. And people wanted to know if it was a work or a shoot. Guys, WWE released the video on their YouTube page and on their website. If it's something that you think that he just did it and wanted to be all pissed off to the WWE about and get his voice heard, well, yeah, but WWE has to see these videos and has to put them online. They can run with this, they can roll with this. Cesaro being unhappy is completely understandable because he's one of the most talented guys inside that ring every single week. You see the strength, the athleticism, the agility for a guy like him. But we need to realize not every superstar needs to be a world champion. Why does Cesaro need to be a world champion to really get some credibility? People love him. People know who he is. And I'll even give a shout out, if you saw my draft article, Brian Flory, who helped me write that article, said the same thing about Cesaro that people said about Kurt Angle when he first came to the WWE. You don't necessarily need to be all about wrestling and vocals and mic work. Yes, I understand it's 2016, but Cesaro can still be a guy that is productive and that's credible and that can still be a mid-card champion whenever he needs it. I'm going to toss it back to you guys in studio. Justin, actually not in studio, at the Squirrel Hill Sports Bar, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my time here in Florida. I'll be back for part 3.
Thank you, Eisenberg. I'm glad to see that you're still working hard while in the sun. Let's continue to talk about Cesaro here, and obviously Rennell Hunt, the Rev, independent professional wrestler in your own right, been in the business for a couple years yourself. So I'm very interested to hear your take of this. Cesaro had some, he went shooting.
Yeah.
You want to You want to shoot?
Yeah.
You want to shoot, Cowboy?
And he gets a gun.
You want to shoot, Cowboy? Gets drafted. I don't even know I don't even know the exact spot, but lower than
he expected. Yeah.
He and pretty much I think most people. You'd think that you'd value him a little bit higher. Gets drafted. They were throwing to JoJo, doing all these interviews, and he just let loose.
Yeah.
He just let loose, basically talking about, they think that I can't talk. They're focused on all these authority figures, but it should be the focus on me and on Finn Balor. What do you make of this? First off, was it a shoot or is this start of some kind of a work?
I personally feel like it was a shoot. Number one, you have a lot of things in mind as a worker. You want to give your honest opinion on things. You want your voice to be heard. But at the same time, you never want to bite the hand that feeds you. It makes it also difficult each and every time for wrestlers. You want to say your honest opinion. You want to give your truth. I don't like this storyline. I don't like that. But you never want to bite the hand that feeds you because at the end of the day, you don't have a check if it's not for the person that you don't like. So in all reality, I truly feel like it was a shoot. I feel like it was in a scenario to where, he had the ability to do that. It's not like someone is just right behind you breathing down your neck. And yes, a lot of people say, well, it's not really a shoot because WWE released it. No, WWE is going to release it. And the reason why they're going to release it because now it's going to be known to everybody why, if by chance they want to screw Cesaro, which I think might happen down the road, Justin.
Yeah, I agree. It was a shoot. I've had a lot of people ask, saying that they don't think it was. And no, it was a shoot. And you're right. It already aired on live television, basically.
Yeah.
So WWE realizes you can't unsee what already happened live.
You can't.
So they figure they might as well at least put it on YouTube, put it out there, get the clicks, make the money off of the video, as you will. But you're right. A lot of guys walking on eggshells. You're always worried about, what's your, it's so politically charged, and not just in WWE. It's everywhere,
man.
What people have to remember is that the situation that Cesaro had there. It wasn't like it was a big pre-tape back, because some of those interviews, for Raw and stuff like that, they will pre-tape them. They will do them earlier in the day, or they'll do them live. Things like that, where hey, we're gonna throw every guy that got drafted, have him go talk to JoJo. Some of the extras they do for the WWE for the app. A lot of that stuff that Vince isn't standing there. Yeah. A lot of that stuff is just it kind of runs itself.
Oh, yeah.
And my point being. It was just a throwaway of, hey, Cesaro, you got to talk to JoJo. JoJo, ask him about all just the main talking points you're asking everybody. And I think Cesaro just said, you know what? Screw it. They're going to give me this mic, and half of management's already packing up and leaving, going out to the hotel, because this draft kept going on after SmackDown. He just let loose. And the bad thing is while there are some people there that I think probably want to see Cesaro succeed, there's also a weird, and this is, again, in wrestling around the board, there's a weird perversion from some people in management who can play the puppet strings, and they know there's a weird perversion to say, you know what? We're going to keep dangling that carrot because the people are going to still cheer for him. He's still going to put on good matches. But if we want to push this guy instead, we can do it. It's a weird perversion.
You know what, Justin? I think you know this as well as I noticed with even working in television and radio. A lot of times, what do they say? There's no such thing as bad publicity. All publicity is good publicity, which in this case, yes, now it makes them get behind Cesaro. Now it makes it build them. If you want to build a storyline around screwing him or something like that, now he has the sympathy of the fans because they know what he's capable of. They know that he can speak very well on the camera. They know his character is there. So now you have money into him. You can get some money out of him because you try to screw him.
You say there's no such thing as bad publicity, huh?
There's no such thing. Well, at least not.
Ask Brock Lesnar. Ask Brock Lesnar. What's he thinking right now? All right, the Rev, Ron Hunt. You can follow him on Twitter. Follow me at Justin LeBar. We got one more segment to come here on this pay-per-view weekend as we will break down Battleground. A lot to talk about. We'll give our pay-per-view predictions. And, of course, you'll be able to live tweet with us as that's going on Sunday night. Like, comment, share, spread the reality.
Battleground.